Good morning and welcome to our Friday show on the mark. Myself and Shaheel here for the last time in 2019. It is the last meeting of the season, and once again we will go through the card as best as we can, and looks like we can find you a couple of winners. Right, before we start, I think we have to mention Karis Teeton.
Yes.
Unbelievable Hong Kong International Jockeys Day, beating, well, not some, the best riders on the planet.
Yeah.
And absolutely wonderful, and I don't think he gets the recognition he deserves here in Mauritius.
No.
Possibly, arguably, one of the best sportsmen to ever come out of Mauritius.
Yeah, probably the best jockey Mauritius has ever produced. Like you
well, that's for sure. And that is for sure. But I mean,
indeed,
I think what he's achieved in his short sort of career.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's still got many years of riding.
Yeah, obviously. All over the world, even in South Africa, he's won Group 1s there, Hong Kong. Now he's beating the likes of Frankie Dettori, Ocean Murphy, Ryan Moore. So what a feat.
Yeah, brilliant. I remember, I don't know, it must have been 12 years ago, I was riding a gallop at Durbanville with him, and I asked him what he was thinking of doing in his future, and he was telling me he was thinking about coming back to Mauritius, and I said, please don't. Just, you're a lightweight rider. He's a good rider. You might end up in Hong Kong one day, and there he is. Yeah. So well done, Karis Teeton. I don't know if you do watch the show, but if you do, I think you rode absolutely brilliant. I watched the races. The one horse, he was throwing the kitchen sink at it.
Boy,
and it really terrific to see a Mauritian doing so well abroad. Well done to Karis Teeton. Right, back to Mauritius, and well, we've got a 9-race program as usual. I wouldn't say as usual, but the last couple of meetings, and we're going to start off with race 1. It is off at 12:30, and it's a 1500 meter 0:20. And normally these 0:20s are very, very tough, but I've singled out a couple of horses here that I think we can maybe get through with the first leg of the pick 8 without loading too many. So let's get stuck into it. I'll first give you my first 3 selections, Shaheel, and then you tell me if you agree with me or if you've gone somewhere else. Misty Roller last time. Now, he jumped from a gate 9 last time, and he ran second to He's Got Gears. Now, remember, He's Got Gears had the 4 kilogram claiming. He's obviously got the penalty as well. So, Misty Roller, he was 5 kilos worse off. He's now a kilo better off. So that's what's at 6 kilos. It's a 6 kilogram swing for a short head beating.
Yes.
He is drawn a lot better this time as well. So Misty Rowley, if he reproduces that last run to He's Got Gears, and remember he has been fitted with the tongue tie last time when he ran second. He's got the tongue tie back on. So Misty Roller, I saw a picture of him on, someone posted a picture of him at Florial. He looked absolutely brilliant. And he could possibly pull off his first win here in Mauritius, Misty Roller. 19 runs, only the 3 places, but obviously right down to the 0:20. He must be a big runner here, Misty Roller. I think he's got a big chance. A horse that I've been following, Hit the Green, worked very well on Tuesday morning. Very good second. His first start in 0:20 to Bell's Apostle. I think he must have a better chance here as well of picking up his first win. And like I said, good work on Tuesday morning. And then finally, I suppose you have to respect He's Got Gears. There was a very gutsy performance last time, but he is a lot worse off in the weights this time. But he has got a better draw compared to the 10 draw. He's now drawn 4. And the thing that worries me about He's Got Gears is we've got 7 carat in the race, and that could make his life a little bit tough. I think if these 2 horses go out in front, you're going to get a horse coming from off the pace, and that could be Hit the Green or Misty Roller. Yeah,
it could be. I definitely agree with you. I also singled out these 3 horses. Misty Roller, he went close last time, and like you mentioned, he meets the number 4 at better weights this time. And we got to remember, Pritam Debi had such a great weekend last week.
The stable's in red hot form.
Yeah, it is. So long may it continue. Hopefully they end up the season on a positive note again. So Lama gets just the right this time. So I'm also going to go with Misty Roller to beat Hit the Green. Nice run last time, and I've went back to watch the race last night. He's got some good initial pace, this horse. He had the first draw last time out, so from that inside draw he just went to the front, but then obviously the horse came to the front, and he's got that lead to follow. Hopefully he's not caught wide tomorrow from barrier 8, and if he can be one off position, he will fire in the straight, Hit the Green. Then He's Got Gears, he finally won his first race at his 18th attempt last time out. Despite the tough draw, he's got Derek David on board now. Obviously there won't be a claim there, but if he can get to the front, or at least just right there, I think he'll be good enough to run into the money.
Yeah. So you're agreeing with Misty Roller, that 6 kilogram swing, that's a big swing in his favour.
It is.
Especially for a short head beating.
Yes.
And like we said, the stable's in form. So Misty Roller, I don't think we have to carry. We don't have to put too many horses in the pick 8 to get through here. Normally these 0-20s, you're looking at field and maybe more. But I don't know. This horse just looks like he's on the right path to pull off his first winner here. So we're going to go Misty Roller in the first race to kick us off for the last meeting. Right, race 2, it is the Wilfred Jackson Cup. It's a 1650, it's a 0-25. I've written on top of my book here, tough race now. Well, the opposite of the first race. I think we have to load as many as possible. I don't know what you like here, Shaheel. I don't know if maybe you want to kick off this race and I'll tell you what I think.
Well, last week you were saying Sino's guest is a banker, so I'm a bit surprised you're saying this week it's a tough race. It is, and it was a tough race last week. He had to make an early 3-wide move, and he came into the home stretch and he was hanging in badly in the Indian jockey Srinath. This time he's got the first barrier, Nuresh Jagal on board. He seems to have backed up well from his run of last week. So a repeat of his last 2 runs would put him right in the picture, and I would imagine he'll be hard to beat in this kind of lineup.
Yeah, I've got Senior's Guest down as my first choice as well. I like the fact that he's drawn 1. I don't think he has to lead, although when he ran second to Romanus, he did lead. But I don't think he has to. There are 1 or 2 horses that probably could show him the way.
Yes.
And my only question mark or worry is the fact that he ran on Sunday.
He's backing up 5 days later.
But then again, half this field ran on Sunday,
yes.
or the weekend. You look at this: Melson, Middle Path, Redwood Valley, Senior's Guest. I think there was Circapers, Chester's Wish.
Yeah.
So half the fields run last weekend. Obviously, it depends a lot on how they've covered. The track is hard, a couple of aches and pains. But Senior's Guest is the youngest horse in the race, and he's probably got the more scope for improvement. Once again, just like Pitom Dabby, Gilbert Rosette's in red hot form. The one draw, if Senior's Guest is going to win a race, it has to be this race.
Yes.
Otherwise, he's going to have to wait a couple of months.
What about the distance? Do you think could be a little bit of a problem here? 1650 tackling for the first time.
Yeah, well, I don't know. He ran on nicely last time.
He did.
Sometimes when you talk about distances, I don't think it makes so much of an impact in these 0-20s, 25s because there's not many horses that are finishing these races off. They're just staying on.
Still one pick,
one horse that's got no problem with the distance is Chester's Wish. Now that was a good run to Silver Song. Every now and then he throws in a good run. He must have a chance here. He normally does run well towards the end of the season as well. So I'm putting him in. Melson, terrific last 2 runs ever since he's dropped down to 0-25. I had him in as in my place last time in a leve-play place. And from this 400, I thought, he's gone. I've got no choice, no chance. But he did finish that race off very, very well. Yeah. And that was a good run from Melson. Let's hope that he can repeat that sort of thing. Remember, he did win in a 1600 in South Africa. Never won a 1600 year. Yeah. But the way that he's been running, you'd think that he'd see out the trip. Definitely.
Like you mentioned, his last 2 runs, he's been flying home at the finish. So that doesn't look like it'd be any problem for the 1650. Another horse that I've been mentioning last week was Redwood Valley, which you weren't happy that it took the blinkers off. He did finish off the race well. He's backing up again from barrier 2. Blinkers remains off. Let's see if he can finish off once again.
Very similar run to Melson. So nowhere at the 300 and finish the race off very
the penny
well.
drops.
And then there's numbers coming close, but I suppose it's coming one race too soon for Netflix because we've seen 2 horses this year on their 29th, after their 29th run, they win. Netflix is on 28, so we probably have to wait 2 more one after this race. So I don't know if Netflix is still going to be around next year. I would imagine he is because he's sort of running in the money, but very tough races. But I think we're going to side with Senior's Guest.
Yes.
Okay, pick 8 players, probably going to have to load your first leg of the place accumulator, probably going to have to load a couple of horses as well. It does get a little bit easier as far as the place accumulator is concerned later, but to get through this first leg, you're probably going to have to put a couple of horses in just in case Senior's Guest does fluff his lines. I think he should run in the first 3.
Yes.
So he looks like a PA, maybe a horse that you can bank on, but if you are a little bit, want to go a little bit wider, I do suggest that you add a couple in. Right, on top, the third race, 1365, benchmark 31. Now, I did mention on top of my page here, 2-horse race, very tough choice, but that choice has become a lot easier. Because Legasio has been withdrawn. So Legasio is out. Green Flash Sunset comes in. I think was it Robbie Bikari?
Yeah, I think so.
I think Robbie Bikari on Green Flash Sunset. I could just I'm sure by the time the show comes out we'll know more, but we just got the news as we were driving here, so very unfortunate, because I was really looking forward to this match race between Legasio and Kamadiva. I personally would have gone with Legasio.
Me too.
But yeah, it's unfortunately Legasio's out, so it looks like not looks like it, for me it's a banker now, number 5 Kamadiva.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. Legasio was a banker for me, so now that he's out, definitely Kamadiva is going to be the banker. Showed so much natural speed, like you mentioned to me on Wednesday, when he just went to the front so easily in that 0.25 last time out. Even in South Africa, he's shown pace, so he's definitely a quick horse. And looking at the card tomorrow, no real front runner, probably Zen Zero and Wendell, 2 990 horses. They've got speed, but this Kamadiva also got quite some natural speed, and once he gets his way up front, it will take a very good horse to come and nap him.
Yeah, I mean, if you go back to the sources South African form, on the 3rd of July this year,
that was a tough handicapper.
I mean, he just remember on the first, well, I mean, as the 3rd of July, if I'm not mistaken, he must have been a 2-year-old.
He was, yeah.
Yeah, so he ran in a merit rating 80. He got beat 2 3/4 lengths by Photocopy. Now, Photocopy ran a place in the feature race sprint about 2 weeks ago. I think he ran 3rd or 4th. Yeah. I don't know if it was the Merchants. I'm not sure. No. But it just shows you what a brilliant race that was. Yes. And just, you know, 5 to 1 was an absolute gift on this horse last time. Unfortunately, we're not going to get 5 to 1 tomorrow. No. And yeah, he looks like he could be a nice little horse, Kamadiva, and probably a nice horse to look forward to the future. But I reckon we can bank him in everything.
Absolutely.
All right. If there are swingers, trifectas, quartet players, who would be your next choice?
Probably Antwerp. He's been pretty consistent, and now he drops to the 30-1. Stable also in form. They find Haler last week to win a good race, so probably a place chance there, Antwerp.
All right, Zen Zero would definitely, I think you'd have to put him in your exotic bets. And what about your little grey horse, Wendell? Is he going to stay 1365?
Well, you don't give me much confidence about it every time I ask you, so I doubt it.
I think he's an out-and-out sprinter, but in this sort of field, in a 1365, definitely can be placed, but he's not going to beat Kamadiva.
No.
All right, there we go. Race 4, the Guyton Halvax Cup. It's a 1450. It's a benchmark 36. And, well, I've already, wouldn't I say, I've been a little bit disappointed with the right stuff. It's a horse that I've been following for quite a while. The stable really fancied him strongly. Back from 4 to 1 into 2 to 1. Swapnil Rama retains the ride. I thought there was improvement with the tongue tie. And, well, like I said, the stable's in good form. This is his second go in the 36. Now, remember, he's been running in 51 and 46, and he hasn't been disgracing himself. He's been, in fact, that Viking Trail run in a 41. That was a terrific race. I think he's going to take quite a power beating this horse, the right stuff. I don't think he's a banker, but he'd definitely be my first choice.
Surprisingly, he didn't take the bends too well last time at his 6th.
Yeah, I found that also very, I did mention on Wednesday, I found that strange because he's been around you a few times and that's the first time, unless maybe a little bit uneasy with the tongue tie first time, maybe that sort of could have bothered him.
Probably, so let's see how he handles it tomorrow. If all goes well, he should have a big chance here. I'll tell you what, a horse that is a little bit of a value bet is number 2 Zodiac Jack, a horse that you like. He takes a massive drop in class here from a 46 to a 36, and if you go back to the 26th of October, he ran in front of the right stuff that day, finished 5th behind Vasco Street Tractor. The right stuff finished 6th that day. So obviously everything will depend on how he jumps tomorrow, but I reckon if this horse jumps on turf, even with 61 kgs, he will finish off very strongly, and he'll be a big runner, Zodiac Jack. Another horse that I like is number 9, Carlos Mambo. Like I mentioned to you on Wednesday, he's been working well. Nice second at big odds last time out, but he's got decent South African form. He's beaten Vasco Street Tractor. He's run second or third to One World. If he reproduces that kind of form or his second of last time, he's definitely going to have to enter calculations maybe for a place chance.
Yeah, a good second to Sinatla back in Cape Town.
That too.
Yeah, that was a nice run. Obviously, Internet Kid comes out, so all the horses will come in one draw. Getting back to Zodiac Jack, I'm hoping he is a little bit slower because he jumped very well last time, and for me they had him way too handy.
Yes.
And it's not his style of racing. I do agree with you. A length behind Vasco Street Tractor. Now, if he is sort of a little bit slow away, Sunil can drop him in. He does finish his races off well, so I do agree with him as well. I suppose Giles Tiger, Choir of Angels, these are two horses that you'd have to consider for your exotic bets as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Choir of Angels finished behind Marauding. He came out and franked the form. Giles Tiger, the real well set horses are starting to find form, so I got to include him too.
Yeah. Okay. So the fourth looks like it's
an open race, eh?
It's open. You either take a chance, bank the right stuff, but I don't think he's.
I wouldn't take the chance.
No, I wouldn't take a chance either. In fact, my exotics, I've loaded quite a couple of horses here. In fact, all the horses that we have spoken about. So the right stuff looks like the right one, but I don't think I've got the
guts to do it.
The guts. Yeah. I was going to mention another word, but. The guts probably is the right word to use. Right, race 5, 990, benchmark 41. And two of our horses that we spotted on training, Arctic Flyer, Rob Roy. Rob Roy got in, which is quite, obviously just shows you how many horses, there were 17 nominations, we're down to 10. Street Bouncer will most likely come out. Right, I'm going to go with, I'm going to give you also a complete miss, Rob Roy. Excuse me. I know he won last time, but really there was a mediocre field that he won in. Even Derek David told us that he got such a fright when Clipper Captain flew up on his outside. I don't think this race is going to be run to suit him either. There isn't really much pace that can take him on, but I just think that Arctic Flyer, Swapnil, I'm glad to see Swapnil Ramos on this horse. Obviously, Jamie Allison can't ride, but he's not an easy horse to ride, Arctic Flyer. I think with a bit of speed in the race, decent draw, he's probably going to be just off the pace. Now, AP Strike and Arctic Flyer, there's absolutely nothing between the two of them. They've met before at the same weights when AP Strike beat him a short head. Then obviously Arctic Flyer was better off at the weights. He came back and beat AP Strike. But now they're back again at sort of level terms. So not much between Arctic Flyer and AP Strike as far as the form's concerned. I'm going to put Arctic Flyer down as my first choice. Second choice, AP Strike, and then I'll give your horse, Rob Roy, a place chance.
Listen, he won well from the front last time, but he's now higher at the weights, and that definitely is going to affect him. Hopefully he'll last long enough and be able to fight off the light challenges of Arctic Flyer or AP Strike, but I'm pretty sure Derek David will want to end the season on a positive note. Arctic Flyer, definitely we got to respect his chances. I just feel that the benchmark 41 probably could be a bit strong for him.
Who, Arctic Flyer?
Yeah.
Have you gone to his form this year? He's running
prior to this.
Yeah, he's running 51s. He's running. I think he's
run 10 lengths off in 51.
No, before that, before that, this season he's run some great races in 46s and 51s.
So I'm gonna have to go back and check that.
Yeah, no, he's got some good form early on in this season. I'm not saying he's a bang. Don't get me wrong. But the race time doesn't actually show some of the decent races that he's run early on in the season. I don't think the 41 is going to be a problem for him.
Yeah, and then for third, probably Roman Dancer, a horse that has cost us a lot in the past. He's a consistent sort, but he doesn't have much of a heart. I can tell you that once a horse gets past him, he just gives up very easily.
True.
Now he's got a nice handy weight, a change of jockey. Brandon Lee now gets the ride, so hopefully that could play in his favor. So probably got a place chance there.
Yeah. Roman Dancer, never mind his heart, my heart, when he starts stopping and you got him in as your banker for a place. And it's not a nice thing to go through. Right, race 6, the Rajkumar Gajra Cup, and it's a 1500 meter. It's a benchmark 51, and once again, banker or field, and I think I'm going to take a chance and banker this horse. I've always rated this horse, Tower of Wisdom. He lost his way sort of throughout 2019, but boy, when he wants to put it in, he can run.
Yes,
and he proved that. I think, did he win 4 on a trot last year, or 3 in a row? 4 in a row?
Three, I think.
Yeah, 3 in a row last year, because he's only a 4-time winner. So 3 in a row last year. He really is a decent horse, and he showed us last time when he absolutely annihilated all about the base. Tower of Wisdom, I think, like I've written here, banker or field, but I think in this field, he's got the better of them.
Oh, you stole my banker. I thought your banker was going to be in the next one.
No, I'm not. I will give my banker today, but that's why I say banker or field, I'm going to bank him.
Yeah, definitely. Here we have the guts to bank our horse. Definitely Tower of Wisdom. He finally put it all together last time out, and boy, did he win by a good free length. But I would imagine he's in striking condition. I've seen him working during the week on Tuesday morning. Noah Jagal keeps the ride. I remember last time in an interview he said that this horse has changed ever since the summers here. He's probably a summer horse. He likes the summer. In striking condition, definitely can make it 2 in a row.
Yeah, he's just got to get a little bit of luck from that draw 7, as long as he doesn't get caught wide.
Yeah. The good thing I would imagine is to keep him one off and just try to launch an attack at the 400, because he looks to be a long striding horse.
Yeah, well, Naresh Jaglal knows better than us, and he's been around this track more times than I've had breakfast. So I'm sure he'll have an idea in mind, a plan A, B, C.
Yeah.
And I reckon Tower of Wisdom probably could be just too good enough together. Right, let's see if we're going to talk about some places. One horse that I do like is Promise Story, drawn 1. Now, he has beaten, it dawned on me. I think we can ignore that last run. I definitely think he's got a place chance in this race. And then Rock on Geordie is my value bet last time at 9-1. He just couldn't get a run between those horses, and he ran a very good length behind Sinatra. He's got a good galloping weight, 56.5. I definitely think he's worth a little place bet.
Yeah, I agree with you with the same trifecta. It dawned on me. He managed to grab his first win in that non-winner's day, but still was pretty consistent prior to that. From 41 to 51, might run into the money. Rock and Geordie couldn't really get the clear run, but once he found daylight, the penny dropped and he flew home. Hopefully he get a clearer run tomorrow, and he should be able to run into the top 4.
Okay, all right, there we go. Right, the 7th race is the City of Port Louis Cup, and it's a 1365. Nice to see some 1365s. We haven't had many this year, but the final meeting they decided to put a couple in. Right, it's a benchmark 61. Now, this was Virtue. I saw him work on Tuesday. Absolutely, well, he's in the prime condition. I have to say, well done to Jean-Michel Henry. He's got him in terrific condition. I think he's perfectly suited to the distance this time. He's got the 4 draw, which is the inside of Henry Tudor. I think he's going to be a little bit quicker, but even if Henry Tudor isn't, I mean, even if Henry Tudor is quicker than him, Virtue could probably just sit up second. He's not always that has to lead. We saw that when he won. I think not last year, early on.
Actually, even last time I went back to watch the race last night, there was Licario and Chili Con Carne in that race. So obviously he broke well, but Licario and Chili Con Carne was faster than him, and Jano opted for the right decision just to pull him back and sit in 3rd position. And at the top of the straight, obviously he didn't run straight. He was hanging in badly, and he was carrying top weight that day because Mambo Rock and the horse that beat him, Silken Prince, were carrying less than him. So tomorrow he's got a nice handy weight, barrier 4. If Jano takes the same option again, that is to sit behind Henry Tudor, he's probably a banker.
Yeah, obviously the thing with Virtue is whether or not he hangs or not, because when he doesn't hang, he runs like he absolutely annihilated Silken Prince when he ran straight.
Yeah.
Obviously, and then you probably thought, okay, well maybe the blinkers has done the trick. He's made him run straight, but last time once again hung badly. So I'm hoping Virtue runs straight. If he does, I think he'll be a tough horse to beat. Henry Tudor, you got to respect him as well. He did beat Big Mistake over 990. He stepped up to the 1450. I said it was going to be too far for him. I was right. The 1365 obviously a lot better for him.
Yes.
He has won a 1400, but that, I think, if I'm not mistaken, was his first win. It was in a lower category. So 1365, not ideally distance suited, but probably could get away with it in this race. So I'll make him my second choice. Then Lanza, well, he was heavily backed last time, 9-1 into 3-1. I thought he was going to need his first start. He's obviously going to be a lot better this time. He's got solid South African form, and a field like this, I think he could place.
I've got the same trifecta to Henry Tudor. Just look at your race time. The first race day, I remember that race. That was a photo finish. It took like 5 minutes to get the photo done when he ran second, just a neck or something to wall tag. So Henry Tudor, I think the 1365 will definitely suit him down to the ground. And if he can stay, it will probably be a nice duel between the 2 and the 4. And then Lanza, like you mentioned, he was very great on debut. I remember when I was doing my thing on radio, how he was in the paddock. He was very fractious, very nervous in the paddock. Olivier Pass had to take him out early, and he was very green throughout the race. He must have definitely learned from that experience, and with that run under the belt, he could probably run a place tomorrow.
Yep, nice to see Brandon Louis back in the irons.
Yes.
He's got a couple of nice rides. And
unfortunately, Lagacho got scratched for him.
Yeah, that would have probably been his first win. I don't know what he's riding early on in the day, but that possibly could have been. I mean, he must be very upset that Lagacio
has been scratched.
Right, race 8, the Sir Andre Nerek Cup. It's a 1600 meter. It's a benchmark 31. And
should I start?
No, well, when I see King's Empire, I want to just close my book.
Listen, I've got a little bit of my last value bet of the season here. I know you're not a big Liverpool fan, but I know Nourish Jagal is, and I'm happy that he gets the ride on number 1 Manitaran. This horse has run against Stronger this year. He's run against Al Sacra, the Jazz Singer. Now he drops to a benchmark of 31. Even last time, it was a 31, but there was a nice run. 4th to 2 length off, it doesn't matter. if Nurej can get him in a permanent position from barrier 9 tomorrow, I would imagine Manutaran's going to have a very, very good chance. He's got the tongue tie on for the first time, and he's in good form. He's been working well. Manutaran could be a really nice value bet at 9-1.
Okay, it's just the draw he needs a little bit of luck from that draw.
Yes,
he's going to come into 8. It's a horse that I've followed ever since he won first time out.
Yeah,
I remember we were
watching on the balcony.
Yeah, he really looked good in the ring, and obviously has a bit of ability. This horse, like Shaheel says, he's dropped down to 31. That wasn't a bad performance behind it, doesn't matter. Right, the horse that I'm going to go with, and I'm going to give him another chance, is because he's finally cracked a draw, King's Empire. He's had some horrible draws. In fact, his best draw was 4 when he ran second, quite close to Paddington's luck. He's drawn 1 again, or not again, drawn 1 for the first time. And yeah, he's been expensive to follow, but everything's pointing to the direction of King's Empire. I think he could possibly pull off his first win here. Midnight Oracle was a short head behind him last time. And what I think I see they put the drop noseband on for some reason. I didn't know. I didn't realize he was a puller. But anyway, very close behind King's Empire last time. Obviously, you have to respect him. He's got a decent draw in 4 as well. I think the turnaround in draws with King's Empire and Midnight Oracle, I can't see Midnight Oracle beating King's Empire this time. And then Man from Seattle, we always said if he jumps, he wins. And okay, he's stepping up in class, this horse. But I reckon that this horse is a decent horse. Right from the beginning of his sort of Mauritian campaign, I've always said that he's a decent horse. Last time he jumped and he won well. I don't think the draw is too much of an issue for him because he does come from off the pace. Nice to see Jenna Baratier retain the ride because he's the only jockey that he's jumped with. So let's see if he does that again. Right, the 9th and final race of the meeting and of the season, 1400 meter to 0.26. I have to say our good friend Raj Ramdeen's got a strong hand here. He's got Sarah's Secret and After the Order. Now Sarah's Secret, he's my value bet, 5-1. I've been following this horse for a long time. I've been waiting for him to step up to the 1400. He's got some terrific form in the 990. I just don't believe it's his ideal distance. He's run some cracking races over this 1400, Sarah's Secret. He looks well, and it'd be nice to see Raj pull off the final winner of the meeting to give him a little bit of sort of courage for next year. I see that he has bought a couple of nice horses as well. So Sarah's Secret, I think he's going to pull this off at the expense of his stable companion After the Order. After the Order, 6 runs here, 4 places, and this is possibly the weakest field that he's found. And I do think that he's got a chance here as well. Roland Botanief, would be nice to see him pull off a winner as well. And then to finish off, Northern Rebel, just like Zodiac Jack.
If he jumps.
Too handy last time. I know he jumped well, but probably a little bit too keen. And that's his problem. He either gets left or he jumps and he travels. So let's hope things go right for him. If everything goes well for him, he could possibly run in the money as well. And Northern Rebel is my trifecta. It is the Au revoir plate.
Number 1, Anza Borrego. Ever since he's won, I don't know why they're dropping him too far back, because when he won, he followed 4th position, and then he finished off well to win the race. But his last 2, I wasn't happy. He was a bit too far back in my opinion. And hopefully tomorrow from barrier 2, Nurej Jagal on board this time. If he can follow a little bit closer to the pace, I would imagine Anza Borrego could end the season on a good note for Pravin Nagadu. And then obviously we gotta respect Mr. Raj Ramdeen to your horse race. Who's the first choice? Sarah's Secret or After the Order? I would imagine Sarah's Secret when the jockey is booking. Sarah's Secret is a horse that you've been following over the last 2 or 3 runs. I know you have included him many times in your LVP days and he's never let you down. So probably the 1400 meters could be a good thing for him. Maybe he's been asking for that. And After the Order, beaten favorite last time out, but nothing to be ashamed of. He's never far off the winner. Probably could win this time. Roland Botanief, like you mentioned, would be happy for him to get 1 winner of this season.
Okay, After the Order, that Lagasse run would have been the key, but unfortunately he's out. So it would be nice to see if Lagasse comes out and wins again. It sort of just makes a better argument for After the Order. All right, well, that's a wrap for our final meeting of this season. Before we go, let's talk about our bankers and value bet. My value bet is Sarah's Secret, 5-1. I think that's quite a nice price for him. The bankers, just refresh my memory, Shaheel. You know, I'm getting a bit old.
Virtue and maybe Tower of Wisdom.
Tower of Wisdom. Kamadiva.
Yes.
Kamadiva.
Free banker there.
Yeah. So let's go with it.
Trouble.
Yeah, and if you're brave enough, put in Sarah's Secret for a bit of value in the last. You can put him in as well. All right. Your banker and you said.
I guess I'll go with you. I'll go for the treble too. That is Kamadiva, Tower of Wisdom, and I'll join you with Virtue there, and then for the value bet, oh money.
Okay, all right, there we go. Okay, well, that's a wrap. Thank you very much for joining us. You won't see us again in 2019 until next year. Yeah. Hopefully we get new shirts. Okay, well, but we will be on Waza tonight on the radio show. That'll be between 6 and 7.
Yes.
So if you want to hear a little bit more, if you want to hear our voice, and obviously we will be talking about the race card on Waza.
And hopefully we get one jockey for an interview, probably, hopefully.
Yeah, okay, well, we will be on Waza tonight between 6 and 7. That's our last show as well. And but thank you very much for all our followers, all the good comments. Really appreciate it. We'll see you next year. Goodbye.